Hey guys, so I wanted to bring you this video about the Ryzen DRAM calculator that was just updated today for the new second generation Ryzen chips. This video is geared towards those of you who don't really know how to use this software yet. And if you'd like to tweak your memory timings on your Ryzen system, this is an amazing tool that will make your life much easier. Essentially, CPUs like RAM that is very fast and that have low latency, the Ryzen 3000 chips in particular, maintain what's called a 1-to-1 ratio with memory timings without CPU overclocking as long as your RAM is below about 3800 megahertz. Now if you didn't understand all that, that's okay. Right now we're just going to go through the process for getting our RAM information so that we can put it into the DRAM calculator tool in order to overclock. So this first program is called Typhoon, and it is a must. It will give us information about our RAM, our timings, everything that you'll need in order to get our new timings. That will be linked in the description, so once that's downloaded, you'll go ahead and open that up. And then once that's up, we can go ahead and press on Read, and we're going to get information about our RAM. So you can see the company that manufactured my RAM. The most important part, and also the DRAM calculator will be linked in the description. Go ahead and open that up, and we'll see here everything is blank. So first we're going to select our processor. I'm using the 3900X, which is a second generation Ryzen CPU. Now memory type, we're going to have to fill that out. So like I was saying earlier, if we go over here, we can see that the manufacturer is Samsung, and we have Samsung selected here. And for die density, we can see that this is B die, so this is Samsung B die RAM. So this default is good. Profile version, this doesn't really matter. I'll just go ahead and leave it on V1. Now memory rank, as we can see, my memory rank is 1. So we'll go ahead and leave that to 1. Now frequency, this is where it can get a little confusing. So for the new second generation Ryzen chips, you do not want to go past 3800 megahertz. And this is because of the way that the CPU works with RAM, essentially. And if you go beyond this, you're going to see worse performance in benchmarks. So for my example, my RAM is rated up to 4133 megahertz, right? But I don't want to go that high. So for my situation, what I want is that 3800 megahertz sweet spot. Now I have 2 DIMM modules, which means I have 2 RAM sticks in my computer. In addition, you're going to want to see what type of motherboard you have. In my case, I have an X570 Aorus Master by Gigabyte, and so I will select X570. And so that's all we need. And so now what we can do is press on Calculate Safe. And if you see here, it calculates all these different timings. And so the best way to do this is to either get a piece of paper and a pencil and write them down, or to take a screenshot with your phone. And then once you do that,
press the side button.
And then once you do that, what you're going to want to do is go into your BIOS in your computer by mashing either delete, F12, F8, one of those keys. It'll depend on your board. For my Gigabyte board, it happens to be delete. And these entries are going to look very similar, if not identical, to what you can find in your memory/RAM settings. You may have some missing fields, that's okay, but try to match every single one of these up. For my example, I have an underscore in my BIOS for TR-DRD underscore SCL, and you're going to have some different variations like that, but it should be pretty obvious what you need. In addition, this says max voltage 1.52. I would not go above 1.5 for everyday use. More voltage means more heat, and that's just not good for your component, so just try to keep your voltage below 1.5. In addition, if you have very stable, if you have a very stable system after these tweaks, you can go ahead, do this again, and try the fast preset and see if that works for you. And if it does, then you can enjoy your faster RAM and CPU. And so that's basically all we were going to talk about today. I don't really have anything else, but if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask me in the comments. And with that said, I hope this video helped you out. Thank you.